Inequalities might look like equations, but one small mistake can flip your answer. In this lesson, you'll learn how to solve them fast and how to know when to switch the inequality sign so that you never get confused again. So what is a linear inequality? A linear inequality looks like a linear equation, but instead of the equal sign, it uses inequality symbols. It shows a range of values, not just one answer. So the four inequality symbols are less than, greater than, less than or equal to, and greater than or equal to. So for instance, 2x plus 3 is less than 7 would be an example of a linear inequality. So here are the steps to solve linear inequalities. You must isolate the variable. So you will use the same techniques as for solving equations. You'll want to simplify both sides, that is, combine like terms and reduce fractions. And if you have to multiply or divide by a negative number, you'll need to reverse the inequality symbol, that is, you'll flip the sign. And finally, you'll represent the solution on a number line. So let's look at our first example. Our problem here is 3x plus 5 is less than 11. So in order to isolate the variable, I must subtract 5 from both sides. So my linear inequality becomes 3x is less than 11 minus 5 is 6. So 3x is less than 6. And then we'll need to divide both sides by 3. So x is less than 6 divided by 3 is 2. So that is our answer. X is less than 2. And if I show this solution on the number line, you can see that I have an open circle at 2 that shows that 2 is not included in the solution. And all values less than 2 satisfy the inequality. So you can see that my line goes to the left. Now, let's look at this next example. Our problem here is negative 2x plus 4 is greater than 10. In order to isolate x, we must first subtract 4 from both sides. So negative 2x is greater than 10 minus 4 is 6. Then we'll need to divide both sides by negative 2. That is the coefficient in front of x. So since we're dividing by negative 2, we'll need to flip the sign. So now x is less than 6 divided by negative 2 is negative 3. So that's our answer. X is less than negative 3. So you can see once again that I have an open circle at negative 3 because that is not included in our solution, and a line to the left of it because all values that are less than negative 3 are included in the solution. So remember, if dividing or multiplying by a negative number, you must flip the sign of the inequality or flip the direction. So notice how greater than became less than. Here are two more examples. In this case, we have x divided by 3 minus 2 is greater or equal to 1. So even though we have a greater than or equal inequality, the concept is still the same. We must isolate a variable on one side of the equation. So in order to do so, first we'll add 2 from both sides. So x over 3 is greater than or equal to 1 plus 2 is 3. And then we'll multiply both sides by 3. X is greater than or equal to 3 times 3 is 9. So therefore our solution is x is greater than or equal to 9. And since 9 is included in my solution, I have a closed circle at 9, and the line goes to the right because all values greater or equal to 9 are in the solution set. Now, what if we have variables on both sides? For instance, 4x minus 5 is less than or equal to 3x plus 2. So the concept is still the same. We need to isolate our variable on one side. So we can start by subtracting 3x from both sides. So 4x minus 3x becomes x. So x minus 5 is less than or equal to, since we subtracted 3x from this side as well, we're left with 2 on the right hand side. And then in order to isolate x, we'll add 5 to both sides. So x is less than or equal to 2 plus 5 is 7. So our answer is x is less than or equal to 7. So once again, you'll see that we'll have a closed circle at x equals 7 because it is included in our solution set. And the line goes to the left because all values that are less than or equal to 7 are included in our solution set. And you could always check your solution by plugging any number less than or equal to 7 into your original inequality to make sure that it remains true. If you like what you see so far, please like this video and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any more of our videos. Now, compound inequalities involve solving for a variable trapped between two values. So in this case, you must perform the same operation on all three parts of the inequality. So for example, we have -2 is less than or equal to 3x minus 1, which is less than 5. So our variable x is here in the middle and we want to isolate it in the middle by itself. So first, we will add 1 to both sides, or to all sides for that matter. So -2 plus 1 is -1, which is less than or equal to 3x, which is less than 5 plus 1 is 6. So notice how my inequalities do not change. I had less than or equal here, it's still less than or equal, and I had strictly less than, and it's still strictly less than here. Now, in order to isolate x, we must divide all sides by 3. So on the left hand side, I'll have -1 over 3 is less than or equal to x, which is less than 6 divided by 3 is 2. So this is my solution set. -1/3 is less than or equal to x, which is less than 2. So if I graph this on my number line, you can see that I have a closed circle at -1/3 because it is included in the solution set, all the way to 2, but we have an open circle at 2 because 2 is not included in our solution. And if you want to check it, you could plug in any number between these two. Let's say you plug x equals 0 in here, and to make sure that the linear inequality is still true. So here's a real-life connection problem. You can spend at most $50 on school supplies. That means it has to be 50 or less. If notebooks cost $6 each, how many can you buy? So the first thing you'll want to do here is set up the inequality. Let's say that we use variable n for the number of a notebook. So 6n, which is $6 times the number of notebook, has to be less than or equal to 50 because you can spend at most, that means it needs to be less than or equal to 50. So in order to solve for n, you must divide both sides by 6. So n is less than or equal to 50 divided by 6, which is 8.33. So since you can buy a fraction of a book, you can round down to 8. So in this case, you can buy up to 8 notebooks. If you buy 8 times 6 is 48, you would still be under budget. So visual representation is crucial for understanding inequality solutions. So here are the key graphing rules. If you have an open circle, you use that for strictly less than or strictly greater than. So the endpoint is not included in the solution. The closed circle is used for less than or equal or greater than or equal. In this case, the endpoint is included in the solution. And the arrow direction shows which values satisfy the inequality. So you want to shade towards smaller or larger number depending on the case. So if we look here, we can see that we have a closed circle. That means that this value is included in the solution, and the arrow points to the left. That means that these values that are smaller than 2 are included in the solution. Here we have an open circle which shows that this number 9 is not included in the solution, and it's shaded towards the right or larger numbers. That means that these numbers are included in the solution. So in this case, x is greater than 9. And here we have the case where our solution is between two numbers. We have a closed circle which shows that this is included in the solution, and the open circle, once again, this endpoint is not included in the solution. So here are the key rules to remember. If you add or subtract the same number, there's no change on the sign. For instance, if you have x plus 2 is less than 5, you subtract 2 from both sides, x is less than 3. So the sign of the inequality didn't change. If you multiplied or divide by a positive number, there's no change on the sign as well. For instance, 2x is less than 6. Divide both sides by 2, which is a positive number. Therefore, x is less than 6 divided by 2, which is 3. But if you multiply or divide by a negative number, you need to flip the sign. So for instance, if we have negative x is greater than 5, in order to solve for x, you must divide or multiply by negative 1. Therefore, x is less than negative 5. So notice how greater than became less than. We flipped the sign. So here's your challenge. I want you to solve 5 minus 2x is less than or equal to 9. Simplify and solve, and then graph it on a number line. And please drop your answer in the comments. So now you can solve any linear inequality and never forget when to flip the sign. Thanks for watching, and please like and subscribe. Don't forget, math success starts when you stay on the fast track.